Welcome, what is up? Thank you for tuning back into the Chaos Lair. Of course, I'm Chris Chaos. Here is your predictions, previews, thoughts of Survivor Series. Survivor Series, 2 days from now, is set up to be a really good pay-per-view. And so, I'm expecting WWE to absolutely fail on the delivery. I don't have the faith in WWE anymore to deliver a really good... Look, they have set this up so perfectly. Especially the last two shows. The go-home shows were done so good that it's got to fail. Because WWE can't do this anymore. They can't, set it up to be amazing and it actually be amazing. It always lets you down. That's what I'm expecting. And I hope that I come back here and upload my thoughts on Sunday night after the pay-per-view and have to eat my words. I would love it. I will relish in the thought of being able to have to eat my words. I want to eat my words because I want this show to be an absolute fantastic show. I just don't think it's going to happen. Something is going to happen. And it's not going to be what it needs to be. Let me just put it there. So, first off, the only title match on the whole card is on the pre-show. It's not even on the main show. You look at the main show, the rest of the matches, you kind of understand. Cruiserweight title, Kalisto challenging Enzo again. I got Enzo winning. I haven't been watching 205, so that's on me. But I'm probably with the majority of anybody that's going to watch this video. The Miz versus Baron Corbin. I think The Miz gets it done here. Gets the Duke here. The Miz needs a win. At any means necessary, The Miz needs a win. Baron Corbin just got a good win, but Baron Corbin also needs a big win. They have to push this guy. Sadly, I just don't think it's going to happen here. I think The Miz gets the win. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte gets it. That's kind of obvious, but I would love to see Alexa win. I absolutely would, and I'm probably the most excited for this match than I am anything else. I can't wait to see it. After the Women's Revolution, the official revolution of it, and then the Mae Young Classic, and leading up to now, Charlotte and Natalya had a fantastic match. Just brutal match. Tuesday on TV. More excited for this than I ever was. But I think Charlotte gets it. Funny thing about this is, for anybody that listens or watches the Taz Show, everybody knows, but that follows me knows that I'm a huge supporter of the Taz Show. And the Lumberjack himself, Dennis Jones, audio producer, came up with the idea that Carmella could cash in her Money in the Bank here. Something I hadn't even thought about because they don't really put that over anymore. And they do that on purpose because they want you to forget about it, forget that she has it, because it's, if they're always talking about it real heavy, it's not as big of a surprise. What he came up with, though, was Carmella cashes in on Alexa, not Charlotte. Charlotte beats Alexa. Alexa's laid out. Carmella comes out, cashes in, beats her, and becomes the Raw Women's Champion and moves over to Raw. Now, think about that for a second. I think it would be an awesome thing to see. I think the timing is wrong on this whole thing. What I would do is have her cash in on Asuka once Asuka wins the title, at the Royal Rumble. I think that would be better for Carmella going forward, and it would actually help Asuka as well, just up the the violence that she can bring. I'd love to see it. I think Team Raw for the women beat Team SmackDown, I don't think that Paige is going to... I think they're just going to put Natty in it. I really do at this point. I really think that they're just going to put Natty as the replacement for Charlotte and that Team Raw wins. If Paige does, and I hope she does, I really, really do hope that she does, the thing that points out, that stands out to me is, what do you do with Asuka? You don't want her to lose, so how do you get her counted out? Because that has to be her fit. You can't have her tap out. You can't have her get pinned. You could have her pass out, but that's not a good spot for her to have her first loss. It needs to be something more meaningful as far as the storyline goes. We'll see how that goes, how it all plays out. The Shield beats the New Day. I think it's going to be a good match. I'm just not overly excited about it, but I do want to see it. I think the Usos beat Sheamus and Cesaro. Again, I thought that the better match would have been the Shield, or the Usos versus the Shield, Seth and Dean, but in the grand scheme of things, I think the New Day versus the Shield is a better match for the pay-per-view. Lesnar beats AJ in what I think is going to be a really good match. It's the grand scheme of things, hear me out before I say this, I think that the build for AJ versus Lesnar was piss poor. Now, I will say, Paul Heyman gave a great promo on Monday, like he always does. Daniel Bryan just elevated it even higher. I mean, just knocked it way out of the park when he cut that promo as AJ's, for one night only, advocate. It was fantastic. The promo for the last two shows and the build was really good. But this should have been a build for weeks for this match. And it wasn't, because it was supposed to be gender. It is what it is. I get it. I don't like it. Brock wins. And I bet that these two guys have business in the future. And I really hope that they do. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. I kind of feel like Team Raw gets it. Because I think Sami Zayn... Team SmackDown won it last year. So to me it makes sense Team Raw wins it this year. I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens cost the team. They kind of have to at this point. But there will be some, probably a lot, that will disagree with that. Think that Jason Jordan... And he might... I would love to see Jason Jordan cost Triple H in this match. I really would. It would be fantastic. We'll see how it goes. Raw could lose, and it could set up the Kurt Angle Triple H match that everybody's talking about that for WrestleMania. I will state again, personally, I want to see The Miz versus Kurt Angle, because I think The Miz could use that, deserves that spot against somebody like Angle at WrestleMania. I mean, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not just overly excited about how I think this is going to go, because WWE lately has had a trend the last several years of building stuff up really good and really not delivering on it. And I, in the pit of my gut, have the feeling that this is going to fall flat. And I hope it doesn't. I hope I have to eat my words. I hope I come back on YouTube on Sunday and says, you know what? That was an absolute phenomenal show. I was wrong. It delivered more than I ever could have thought. I just don't think it's going to happen. We pray. Maybe it will work out. So until then, deuces. As always, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Enjoy Survivor Series, and as always, chaos.